All right, guys, welcome. Team Fit to Be Happy is our team call for this week on Tuesday, April 21st, I think it is. I just want to welcome you guys and say thank you for being on the call. Coach Lauren, obviously, and some of our other coaches that are on the call. And for those of you that aren't on the call, this is being recorded so that you can go back and check this out. Excuse me, I drink bubbly water. You guys drink bubbly water? It makes me burp. I'm sorry. Anyways, I just wanted to start with this week, I listened to the National Wake Up Call. It's with Dave Ward. If you don't know who Dave Ward is, he's part of the Fit Club Network. The Fit Club Network is part of the NC Fit Club, and the NC Fit Club is part of the Fit Club Network, so we're all one big happy family. It stems from Monica Ward was originally, or she is, Todd Midgett's coach, so that's where our link and kind of lineage, like a family lineage. Is that the word? What's the word? Anyways, that's how we're all kind of connected. Anyways, Dave Ward was on the call. It was probably one of the better calls that I've listened to with Dave and the trainings that I've been on. It was absolutely fantastic. The reason being, too, Nicole Ambrose and I, she's on vacation, so she's not on the call tonight. We've been talking a lot lately about getting new coaches started, not just right, but fast and kind of out of the gates. And honestly, how to simplify this process. Because sometimes I feel like we overcomplicate things because there are so many different trainings, or what am I doing, and I want to know how to do this before I can find this. We want the A, B, C, D, E, F, G all the way to the Z. We want the full-on alphabet. And sometimes I think we just forget, and I don't know how it is for you guys, but I think sometimes we forget that you just got to dive in. So I want to create, I have a website. It is on my long to-do list, and this, I could look back, I have a to-do list from last year, so I apologize. I have a password protected for you guys as a team. My goal in the next month, hopefully, is to get some simplified steps up on the website for you guys and for your coaches, content, to get them started, not just right, but fast. And the reason I say that is sometimes, and I think Dave hit it on the nail on the National Wake Up Call today, or on Monday. I think we overthink things. I think we make this job more complicated than it really is. I think we spend too much time and focus in the wrong places. And the reason I say that is I know I did. As a brand new coach, oh my God, you guys, I used to go to Starbucks for 3 hours on the weekends. One day a week, I would set aside time. And do you know what I went and did? Because I didn't know what I was doing as a coach. I didn't go and invite. I didn't go and make my coaching list of people to invite. I didn't work from a follow-up list. I wasn't focused on people. I was focused on my posts. Why? That makes no sense. Like, I would spend 3 hours formulating posts. That doesn't make any sense from a coaching perspective. Instead, I should have been connecting to people and contacting people and following up with people. So long story short, where I'm going with this, I think the process should be simple. And I feel, and hopefully you guys feel the same way, I think one of the strengths that I have found a year and a half later after starting as a coach, these free 5-day, whether you want it to be 5 days or 7 days, or you want it to be 2 weeks, whatever, these free clean eating groups should be your starting point. And it should be the easiest thing that you do. When I started as a coach, I didn't have that. This content was something that I have put together from other coaches and other places, and from doing this time and time and time again. I feel like as a coach, and I'm sure you guys do too, when you first sign up as a coach, you are contacting people and saying, hi, I'm a Team Beachbody coach, buy this. That mistake number one, you know? And I think we do that naturally without realizing that we forget that our job is to connect with other people, because relationships come first. And Dave Ward said on the National Wake Up Call, he focuses on filling a need, not our needs, but somebody else's needs. So I feel like these clean eating groups are kind of a quick introduction and a, commitment-free kind of introduction to what coaching could look like for you and for another customer, because you're simply just sharing what you're doing. And that's what coaching is. For any of your new coaching, the 3 most important things you do is inviting, being a product of the product. That does not mean six-pack. That does not mean perfect shape. That does not mean that you've had some huge $50 or 50-pound weight loss story. What it means is that you're plugged in every day and you're doing your workouts, you're drinking your Shakeology, and you're creating meal plans, or you are creating a success in your schedule with your nutrition, and you're sharing that with people. And then the third thing is your product development. I think that was one of what Dave Ward focused on in the National Wake Up Call, if you guys listened to it, was for the turning point in his life, or personal development was the turning point for him. He was an attorney. He went and spent God knows how much money, and I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, because I did. I have a master's in education, and I've done all these other things. We know we've spent all this time and money on so many other things that we thought were our paths in life and where our focus was. And Dave did the same thing. And he said for the first time in his life, when he became a Beachbody coach and he really, really, really focused on himself and the personal development, I'm echoing. Okay, that helped. When he focused on the personal development, he said it was a wake-up call. And that's why it's so important to follow those 3 simple steps. And I feel like if you're doing those 3 steps, then just giving our team a quick introduction, regardless of your, have you done the trainings from X, Y, and Z in the back office of your Beachbody office, I feel like every new coach and old coach can quite simply put together an invite list to ask someone, hey, do you want a quick, easy 5 days, meals already prepared for you, get your eating on track, and then get support and have fun? It's simple. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. I don't know if you guys kind of feel that way, but we feel like there should be some forms, whether it's the list of meal plans that we've all put together at some point, but maybe you guys have you've taken some of my 5-day clean eating posts and you've changed them, kind of made them your own. But we just need kind of a 1-page list for everybody, for new coaches, just to put people in there. And, don't wait for it. Don't be scared of it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Because I feel like if you're not willing enough to do that, then coaching is going to be really scary, because that doesn't get any more simpler or easier than doing something like that. So I kind of got off on a soapbox, but I want to kind of go back and wrap this all back into Dave's call and then where I want it to go from there. Another thing that I picked up in Dave's call that I think still reflects in new coaches and old coaches is that it was really cool. He really just put out there, and I loved it, and I'm going to put it on a sticky note. I'm very big into sticky notes. I don't know about you guys, but I have some stuff on my refrigerator that's like an everyday reminder. But he said, be a leader of your life. I'm going to mute the caller. He said, be a leader of your life. And I thought what was so cool about that is that just talks about what we are as coaches. He says that it starts with you, and then you just pay that forward. I also liked how he said, if you looked at somebody's life and you talked to somebody, you probably could say, your life is messy. There's something messy about it, whether you're unorganized or you always feel like you're on the go, or there's just chaos, or you can never quite get everything done that's on your to-do list for the day. Like, there is some sort of mess in our lives. And I think as coaches, and hopefully you guys feel this way, and I personally 100% feel this way, is that becoming a Beachbody coach gave me maybe the confidence, but it gave the confidence in being a leader of that mess. I was a new mom. I wasn't a new mom. I was a mom of a second child, so a new baby, when I became a Beachbody coach. She was almost a year old. And I don't know about you guys, but I had my first child wasn't even 2 years old when I had my second. So those afternoons when they took a nap, I swear to you, I would sit down on the couch and I would just be like, and then I would just flip through the TV and I would just sit there and be like, oh, this is the best thing in the world. I can just sit here and watch 1 hour of TV and everything just feels better about my life. But it didn't. I know it didn't. And I was tired and life was chaotic, and maybe that 1 hour was like the most glorious feeling in the world. I think sometimes I probably took a nap. Most of those days, I could probably guarantee I took a nap. But when I became a Beachbody coach, maybe that was my mess. And when I became a coach, I no longer did that. I mean, that 1 hour became my time when I connected with people. And I wasn't mad about it, and I wasn't tired about it, and I wasn't frustrated about it. Actually, probably for the first time in 2 years, 2.5 years, like I'd never felt better. I was focused. I was energized. Maybe it was the Shakeology that made me have energy off the wazoo. But I was eager, and I was motivated, and I was excited. Like there was just something exciting about it, about being a coach and about just sharing that with other people. So I love how he pointed out, be a leader of your life. There is a mess in your life. We all have that. Everyone can relate to that. And the cool part is about being a coach is we own that mess. All of you on this call and all of your coaches that you have, they have a mess, and somehow between making a workout a priority, making your nutrition a priority, which affects every aspect of your life, and working on that personal development, like you are becoming a leader of your own life. You know, whatever that defines for you, I guarantee when you became a Beachbody coach, it sparked something in you, and it gave you a fire, and it gave you a desire, and it pushes you every day. That doesn't mean you don't have hard days, but it still pushes you every day. So I thought it was really cool. And I think it also points out, as a Beachbody coach, when I first signed up, I had no idea what I had signed up for. And I really had no idea what Shakeology was. And I'd never done a P90X workout. So I didn't really know what the programs were. So honestly, I didn't know what I had gotten myself into. And some of you may be in those shoes, and some of you may be diehard Beachbody people from the very beginning, and that's why you signed up for it, and you love that stuff from the beginning. But for me, and the reason I bring this up is Super Saturday is next Saturday. When I went to my first Super Saturday, I think I realized that this company isn't just online. This isn't someone that I just talked to. It's a real company that has real opportunity. And all that time that I spent getting educated, but then deciding to become a stay-at-home mom and kind of losing my drive and maybe my vision for my life, it opened up an awareness of, wow, I can shape my destiny. And Dave talked about that. He was a freaking lawyer. Most people think lawyers are like, oh, gold mine. You're solid, you're rich, you're probably well off, you drive a nice car, you have money. So like, why would this guy all of a sudden be unhappy? Well, he was. And I think what's cool about being a coach, and it was for me, a light bulb went off for me. And it's not just about the money, but I think it's the opportunity. And it becomes, that's why we call financial freedom. It is what it is for you. But for me, it was like, wow, I don't necessarily have to go back to a teaching job. That's not really going to make me, a big income or significant impact on my family. But you know what, maybe 5 years from now, the sky has become the limit, whereas before, there was a limit as a teacher. Someone else controlled my destiny, and someone else controlled that I had to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I don't get to come home till 4 o'clock and see my kids. Like, it just gives you so much freedom. And I thought it was really cool how he talked about his past career and then how that changed for him. I also put a note. I said taking responsibility for where you are now was one thing that he said, and then just taking charge of that. Again, I think that became part of become a leader in your own life. Whatever your mess is, it is what it is. But the cool part is that I think for me, it was the personal development, because as a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids who was exhausted and was not sleeping, I was not picking up a book and reading personal development of how to make myself a better person or how to eat that frog and get all these things done that I normally would have never done. It just really, it gave me something I wouldn't have had before with doing the personal development. I would challenge you guys, if you don't know this, whether you're a new coach or you're an old coach, one thing you should know is, what is coaching to you? Is it that extra $100 that you just enjoy sharing with other people and it's a nice added bonus at the end of the month for you? Or is it something that you are driving your business forward because you need that financial opportunity? That's different for everybody. It is 100% different, and there is nothing wrong from one way or the other. But I challenge you, if you do not know why you're coaching, you will be so lost at it. And if you do know what it is, please freaking write it down. Write it down, look at it, put it in a book, save it away. I guarantee a year from now, I'm going to tell you to do the same thing, and it's going to look completely different, because I know it did for the first year for me to where it is now. It's just a totally different thing. So with that, I would say, if you guys haven't done this recently, please do this. And I'm going to challenge myself to do it because I wrote it on a sticky, so I'll do it. Write what your goals are now today. And that can be exercising, that can be nutrition, that could be your kids, that could be an event you want to go to. It does not have to be just Beachbody. It just should be your goals in general in your life. What they are now, what they are in 1 month, and what are they in 3 months. Because one thing I've learned is if you don't write these down, you will not visualize them. And if you do not visualize them, they will not come true. Will we fail? Do you have failure? 100%, it happens. And it's going to happen, but be okay with that. But still, don't let that fear of failure stop you from writing those goals down, because I think those are important. And again, I think that just goes back to me saying, when I started as a coach, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids. I would not be writing goals. I would not be saying, okay, what do I want 3 months to look like from now? And I think from the call, there's 4 things that are really laid out that I think is really impactful, that I think is really cool. And it goes back to everything that I'm talking about. And I think the first one is lead yourself. And I always say this, and I've probably said it in a million different ways, but tonight I will say lead yourself. That means do your workouts, drink your Shakeology, get your nutrition on track, and just own your days, own your life, own your days. If things are chaotic for you, then look at it. How can you make it different? What can you do differently so that it's not chaotic? What can you eliminate? What can you add? How can you be better organized? Just lead yourself, because we know this. If you aren't leading yourself, how can you lead other people? So the other thing I'd like to point out, and I made this as a side note, I posted it earlier this week. I wrote, I think it was in the documents, about sharing with new coaches, if coaches are actually interested in the financial opportunity. I didn't know Dave was going to be on the call, so actually I think I wrote this over the weekend. But Dave Ward did an phenomenal call if you've never listened to it before, because for me it was a really aha moment of how this business works. And he points out from where he started as a coach in 2007 to where he is as a coach now from a financial standpoint. And he literally, if you're a numbers person or you have coaches that are coming to you and saying, I don't know if it's worth my time, how much money would I really make? Like, this is a perfect video to share with your coaches and to look at if you haven't looked at it yourself, because he really shows you the compound effect of this business. I have a close friend, well, a good friend of mine here in Virginia Beach that when I first met her, she was just a stay-at-home mom, but of course, multi-level marketing, it gets all of us. She has been, I guess, approached by a friend, and all of a sudden she's a LuLaRoe representative. I don't know if you guys know LuLaRoe, but they love their tights and their fun prints. It's a multi-level marketing company that sells clothes. And I was looking at it, I was like, man, she is busy. She's doing parties all the time. Like, it looks like her business, because I'm in this kind of business, I see this, it looks like her business just went, like, her profits are probably phenomenal right now. Her turnaround looks fantastic. And it pointed out to me, and if you guys don't know this, especially if you're new coaches, what's different about our multi-level marketing company is there's different types. There's the ones that have the explosion in the beginning where you get all of this quick reward and money and finances and results happen really fast in terms of your business growing really fast. And then you get, I think, believe how our company is, the compound effect. So in Dave Ward's video, if you haven't watched it, you'll see how his paycheck went from a measly, I think he said like $50 or $100 from a month-to-month standpoint to almost, I forget how many years go by. However many years go by, in that same exact month, the compound effect of his business, of what it was in 2007 to what it was later, was like financially like jaw-dropping. Like, you would be like, that is insane. And I think as new coaches, it's important for you to know, because this business isn't an explosion. If you're not comfortable in your shoes and how you lead your life every day and sharing that with people around you and being disciplined enough to know the compound effect of what this will look like a year from now or 2 years from now, you will struggle, because it takes time. But if you watch the video and you haven't watched it, please share it with your coaches and please get on it. It is worth seeing how this business can transcend for multiple coaches and for yourselves. So the first thing I said was lead yourself. The second thing is that he focused on was, which we called the inviting, was he called it fill a need. So it's unique how he says fill a need. So it's not about you. We all know we want to hit Success Club 5. We all know we want to get a sell. We all know we want to grow our business. This is one thing that I learned down the road as a new coach. I first got on, I was like, oh my God, I have to sell T25. It's what's on sale this month. Who's going to buy this? I don't know. Let me sell this to some woman with an autoimmune disease that can't even run that needs to do T25. No, I did that. I made that mistake. And she struggled through it, loved it, but completely struggled through it. And a year from now, I would have never promoted that same product. So be careful as a new coach and an old coach. Our job is to fill a need. Whether that was just a clean eating group and they got nothing from it, then fine, let it be. It's about relationships. And then later you'll find out months down the road what that need is. So number 1, lead yourself. Number 2, fill a need. Number 3, what we do is rewarding, and it's bigger than a paycheck. He talked about the first email that he ever received when someone kind of sent him before and after pictures and how it changed his life. I think for me, that was the most rewarding thing when I first started this business, especially when my paychecks were really small, really small. And I was going, oh my God, I'm working for what? This is crazy. But I'll never forget. And for me, it was my brother. My brother has always been overweight. He was an athlete in high school. I always looked up to him as an athlete. He was in phenomenal shape. And through college and playing football, he just ate himself through, I think he ended up on defense. So whatever, he had to put on like 30, 40 pounds that he did not need, that should have never been on his body. And he never got it off of him. So for me, I was always worried, not that my brother was overweight, but I was worried about his health. Like, we're young, he's older than me, but we're still young and we have kids. And when I look at him, I'm like, oh my God, when my brother's in his 40s, like he's gonna be so sick. Like your body cannot sustain this kind of unnecessary weight. So he was my first project as a coach, and I will never forget when he finally listened to me, because we're both very competitive. So for number 1, for him to listen to me was astounding. But to see his before and after results, I was like, oh my God, there is my brother from high school that I have not seen in 6, 7, 8 years that I didn't even know existed anymore. And that was more rewarding, like Dave said, than any paycheck that you'll ever get. Like, I mean, just the before and after, I get all teary-eyed just thinking about it. But the before and after that was phenomenal. So in this business, you guys get to do like life-changing things. And if you're not doing it, you're missing it. It is so freaking cool. The other thing, so number 3, what you do is very rewarding. Number 4, relationships first. New coaches, yes, you get worried. You have to sell something. How are you going to make your points? How are you going to hit Success Club? If you are doing the lead yourself, you're filling a need, and you're focused on the relationship, the rest will follow. The Success Club will follow. Your business will grow. And that's the other thing. Be careful when you are running your first challenge groups. You will get your friends that will sign up that has nothing to do with the relationship, because the relationship was already there and it was solid. But do a good job of finishing that challenge group out well and asking them for referrals, or asking them to invite their friends to come along. Because when you do these challenge groups, you should be looking for your next coaches. Not your next coaches because of your next paycheck, but your next coaches that are willing to go on this journey with you and just continue to spread the word. And the reason I say that is I used to have this awesome challenger. She's a really good friend of mine. And I swear to you, especially a year ago, she used to send me so many people that she, oops, crap, I said upgrade to pro. She used to send me so many people. Stop. Where did it go? There it is. She used to send me so many people that she would say, join Lauren's challenge group. She's my coach and she does an awesome job. And this is why, and you should join in. And people would hear me out, but they would never respond to me to join the next challenge group. And the reason is because those people have relationships with those people. And yes, I probably can build the relationship and eventually get those people to come around. But if you can get those people to sign on as coaches, when they go to invite their friends, like it's a much more natural process. And why wouldn't someone want to be a Beachbody coach and just pay it forward? So your goal should either to get the referrals, or at least get that friend to sign on as a coach and try it out for 3 months. Even if they have reservations about it, why not invite those people along and just continue the process on. And the last thing that I'll leave you guys with is I want to challenge the team. I don't know if it'll work, hopefully by the summertime, or if we have time for this, but I was doing the numbers on it. I feel like, especially for brand new coaches, To hit Success Club, you need 3 people. So I feel like every month, no matter what, every single one of us, plus our coaches, should have 3 people in a challenge group. And I think we should be doing the challenge group together. It doesn't have to be program-based. It does not have to be specific to anything. I think it should be specific to our team and just running a really solid, engaged challenge group. I did the numbers. I have 8 coaches, solid coaches underneath me, 9. Some of those are retail coaches. But if I said all 9 of those coaches were active, they invited 3 people, that's 24 people in a group. We don't always have to go out every single month and look for 24 people. If every single one of us, including my coaches under me and your coaches under you, pulled out together 3 people, we would probably have a group of like 50 people in a challenge group. And we know those are successful when we have bigger groups. So I'm kind of throwing it out there. I think that we should be able to do this. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I still want to do Battle of the Sexes, but I feel like if we could find 3 solid people that really want to dedicate a weight loss journey or getting healthy again for 1 month, and we could continue to do this every month, even with new coaches and old coaches, we would have really good, solid challenge groups. And I don't know why I haven't thought of this before, but I feel like it should be that simple. So holy cow, I was on a soapbox. How long did I just talk for? Please feel free to chime in because now the clock is ticking and the call is going to run out. So there you go. How was that? Someone take the microphone away. All right. Anyone, questions, talks, want to say anything? Please don't end it with me being the one that talked the whole time. How was it? Come on. Somebody. Anybody? Questions? Things that are working? Things you want to talk about? Did I miss something? Come on. I'm going to unmute all of you. Haha. I can control this. Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Megan.
You're awesome.
Hi, Julie. Hi, Allison. All right, is that it? Seriously, it was me talking on a soapbox? I could have just done a video. Come on.
I will say something. Dave Ward's call really did hit home for me because this is the first week that I really jumped out on my own and leading my own clean eating group. Now, granted, I'm totally piggybacking on your group, Lauren, right now.
That's what you should be doing. That's perfect.
Right? Like, I'm like, oh crap, Lauren just posted like Trash Can Tuesday. I'm like, oh, I need to go post to my group. Right?
Perfect.
So, like, right? Yeah, I'm totally like CMP the whole day.
Good.
But I was shocked once I just jumped out and decided to like start my own group, how many more people committed. Right? Like it wasn't your group. It wasn't Star's group. It wasn't whoever's group. It was my group. And I got a lot higher response.
That's
like
awesome.
20 some odd people.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's really
so,
awesome.
and, and like you said, like they're inviting their people now. So yeah, it's been really successful. Now, granted, like not all 20 some of those people are even super participating, but even if it's just a handful, like if I can get that handful committed, then next month, that'll compound. So
yeah, and I'm actually glad you brought it up. I was talking to Allison at the very beginning of the call. Nicole and I have been talking. I hopefully can, by the end of this, and just keep copying and pasting what I'm doing, I think we should do a better job of ending these groups, not with the, hi, thank you for joining me. Bam, here's my next challenge group, buy 21-day fix, T25, and then I'll work with you more. I think the next level after the end of the challenge group, if you don't have one yet, is to make an enrollment form, and I think you should use Woohoo because Woohoo will email you when you have responses. But you should have a Woohoo form because you should have this anyways. Anytime you talk to anybody and you should just say to people, wow, I loved, and you should individually message them, but also message the group. And just say, thank you for participating. I'd love to get to know you better, and I'd love to get to know you more. Please, if you'd like to take this the next level or you'd like to continue on, I think maybe the continue on, please fill out this form. And the form is basically, what are they doing right now? What would they like to do? What are their goals? That kind of stuff. And then getting to know you, because again, it's the relationship first, then getting to know them a little bit better and what their needs actually are, and then presenting it. And if you'll look at it on my Battle of the Sexes link, if you didn't really look at it at the very end, presenting the Beachbody thing based on, hey, the next step basically from a financial standpoint is based on your needs. Nutritionally, if you need help, Shakeology is an option. That would be maybe your cost package. If you need the exercise and the nutrition help, then okay, a challenge pack, that would be your financial commitment. If you just need the exercises, awesome, on demand. You can do it for $2.99 a week. You know, like, hey, don't hire the personal trainer. Spend $2.99 a week, go to the gym still and go do your workouts at the gym and tell me you're not going to get results. So a better way to begin and kind of end the groups, I think, will help transition those people into real challenge groups and continuing to kind of build those relationships and finding those coaches and, you know, continuing the journey on. So I rambled again, but hopefully that helps some of you guys if you missed the mark. And I know, because I just feel like in the past, it's like, thanks for joining my challenge group. By the way, I have a 21-day fix one. Want to sign up? And it's just not as personal. I feel like we could do a better job with that.
Well, and maybe that's where it's going to help coming in with like more of a general challenge group after we've had these people in, you know, one of the smaller 5-day groups. We can transition them over to, you know, okay, you've done the week challenge, let's move into a monthly challenge. You know, if they're not ready to commit, with like we have a way to keep them engaged. Right. As opposed to just on our ongoing fitness page, you know? Yeah. Because really they're not, for my ongoing group, it's not any more content than what they're getting on my like page, I don't think.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. My ongoing group, I'd like to dissolve and just use my like page anyways. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. And I don't like to post the same content in 3 or 4 places. It's the same thing we were talking about before with Beachbody not having an app. Like I don't want to have to go post it, you know. Right. 3 or 4 places.
Well, thanks for... Yeah, I agree. I think, and maybe seriously, maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need the ongoing teamwork groups that start at the middle of the month, do the cleaning group at the beginning of the month. Or actually, I feel like the 30-day groups, people like to start like on the beginning of the month. So maybe those run at the beginning, and then the people that are playing catch up can do the free 5-day cleaning groups, and then they're ready for the next month. Because I don't know, some people just like I started on May 1st versus May 15th. And then just really holding the team to that. Because I feel like if you guys are all hitting Success Club 5 and just getting 3 people, like 3 solid people to commit, like there is no reason that your business won't grow and that you guys won't continue to grow and your team to grow and so on and so on. Like it's like Dave said, it's like, doesn't mean it's easy, but it is simple. Like the business is simple. It may not be easy, but it's 100% simple. And I've always, even in my mind, always known, man, if I could just get 3 solid people that will commit with me every single month, like that will just keep my business going. And it doesn't always happen that way, but I feel like it should. I feel like it should be possible. So I know there's coaches that do it times 50.
Right.
So. All right. Well, it's going to cut us out. Seriously, I feel like that is the most I have ever freaking talked on a call. Like ever. Please don't ever do that to me again. I did it to myself. But seriously, how about next week? I will try to post tomorrow about Battle of the Sexes because I want to still try to get that out there. And maybe between this week and next week, we can really formulate the team. I think maybe we can still get a challenge group together for May 1st. 21 days to summertime. Let's all, like, maybe, seriously, I challenge you. All 3, get 3 people for freaking summertime. They're ready to commit, and let's just do it. And you guys just keep posting the team page. It's awesome. Makes me feel better that I'm not the only one talking on the soapbox. So don't be afraid to talk and ask questions. So it's going to cut us off. Thanks for being on the call.